This is your weekly rundown of episode Revenant, week 15, starting on January 14th. Week 15 sees the return of the Crucible game mode Iron Banner. This is normally a week-long free-to-play Crucible event, but Bungie have decided to make it a 2-week event, which means there will be no Trials of Osiris at the weekend for the next 2 weeks. For this first week it will be Iron Banner Eruption all week, with the following week being Iron Banner Fortress. If you need a refresh or just want to know more about the Iron Banner, then check out our most recent guide. Our new weapon is the Stasis Rocket Assisted Frame Sidearm Tinashu's Mastery, and returning weapon is the Stasis High Impact Frame Machine Gun Archon's Thunder, which has changed from its previous iteration as Solar to be Stasis. This episode brings with it a brand new armor set called the Iron Intent set, a new emblem called Canis Lupus, and a new shader called Cruel Patina. Plus, this episode will see our first Iron Banner memento, which you can put into your crafted weapons to gain access to the shader Iron Banner Keepsake, and title of Siva's Bane. Also, as this is one of the final weeks of the Iron Banner for this episode, don't forget to collect all of your reward track items and engrams before the reset on the 28th, as Lord Saladin will be reset for the next episode. Act 3 of episode Revenant brought with it the new exotic mission Kell's Fall, where you can earn the new Void exotic shotgun Slayer's Fang. For a weekly Pinnacle reward, Act 2 of episode Revenant brought with it the Tomb of Elders, and Contest of Elders over in the Last City, which can be accessed after you complete the initial steps of Act 2. Also available for a weekly Pinnacle is the Salvation's Edge raid, over in the Pale Heart, and new dungeon Vesper's Host, which can be found over on Europa, with the exotic sniper rifle Icebreaker up for grabs. And as a reminder, the Grandmaster Nightfall catch-up node is available, giving Guardians the opportunity to complete their Conquest seal for this episode. Also, with this node being available, this will give Guardians the opportunity to jump ahead and complete the rest of Act 3's Nightfalls, these being the Liminality in the Pale Heart on week 16, January 21st, and the Corrupted on the Dreaming City on week 17, January 28th, 2025. Or conversely be able to complete Act 1 and 2's Grandmasters, which are now not available. Lightblade on the Throne World, Proving Grounds on Nessus, Heist Battlegrounds Moon, Arm Stealer on the EDZ, Birthplace of the Vile on the Throne World, and the Inverted Spire on Nessus. Over in the Last City we have Onslaught Salvation, which can be accessed after you complete the initial steps of the opening act of Revenant. This new version of Onslaught brings with it new defences, 3 new mats, and new enemies to fight. You can select from Widow's Court, Eventide Ruins, and Kell's Grave, either normal or expert. Also, the original Onslaught has been updated to include some of the new additions. Located in the Vanguard playlist, the featured Onslaught map this week will be Mothyachts, with the Fallen War Priest kicking off the boss rotation. In the Last City on the Helm, the exotic mission Encore is still available, with 2 difficulty options, normal and expert. Also, from episode Echoes, we have the 3 new Battleground activities, Delve, Conduit, and Core, with Enigma Protocol and Breach Executable. The expert Battlegrounds will start this week's rotation with Core. The Dreaming City this week is at a medium curse level, which means Petrovenge can be found in the Divilian Mist and has the Oracle Engine mission for the next week. The Blindwell features Hive enemies and the Plague Kragar. The Ascendant chant will be the Shattered Ruins over in the Spine of Keris. On the Moon, the weekly story mission is a mysterious disturbance. The Trove Guardian is located in the Anchor of Light, while the Wandering Nightmare is the Nightmare of Zortal in Sorrow's Harbour. Nightmare hunts Tanix, Isolation, Zydron, Servitude, and Ghoul, Rage. The Altars of Sorrow start this week's rotation with the Nightmare of Zydron and the Heretic Rocket Launcher. On Europa this week, Phylax the Warrior will be the Empire Hunt, Asterian's Abyss will be the Eclipse Zone, and the Exo Challenge will be Agility. Dares of Eternity expert difficulty rounds are Fallen, Hive, and Zydron. The Scatterhorn armor set and the Lightkin armor set will be available in Dares of Eternity with Weapon Set 3. Chroma Rush, Ignition Code, Grid Skipper, Farewell, Sonja's Tale, Shattered Cipher, Main Ingredient, Long Shadow, Last Dance, Toil and Trouble, Wishbringer, and Last Perdition. The Witch Queen weekly story mission is The Ghost, Altar of Reflection's Choice, and Altar of Reflection's Insight. The Wellspring activity will start the week on Defense, with the Arc Grenade Launcher, Tarnation, and Vazul Solar Scorn Chieftain as the boss. The Lightfall weekly mission is No Time Left, the Partition mission will be Ordnance, and the Vex incursion will be Umshire Park. In the Pale Heart, the exotic mission Dual Destiny is still available for teams of 2 Guardians, where you can farm the mission to earn as many new prismatic exotic class items as you like. The Final Shakes Cooperative Focus campaign mission this week will be Iconoclasm. The 12 Guardian Match-Made Excision mission is also available next to the raid for a weekly Pinnacle, with the Grandmaster version granting the Ergo Sum Catalyst and an Ascendant Shard. The Salvation's Edge raid challenge this week is the 5th encounter, Zenith, called Coordinated Efforts. The Kingsfall raid challenge this week is the 2nd encounter, War Priest, called Devious Thievery. The Vow the Disciple challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Rogue, called Looping Catalyst. The Vault of Glass challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Gatekeeper, called Strangers in Time. The Garden of Salvation challenge this week is the 4th encounter, Sanctified Mind, called 0 to 100. And the Last Wish challenge this week is the 2nd encounter, Shiro-Chi, called Witch. Featured Pinnacle Raid 1 will be Root of Nightmares over on Neptune, and featured Pinnacle Raid 2 will be the Deep Stone Crypt over on Europa, with all challenges available for all encounters. with the exotic shotgun Conditional Finality being farmable from the final boss in Nightmares, and the exotic rocket launcher Eyes of Tomorrow from the final boss in Crypt. Featured Pinnacle Dungeon 1 will be the Prophecy over in the Legends tab, and featured Pinnacle Dungeon 2 will be the Ghost of the Deep, also in the Legends tab. The exotic mission rotator will be Node Override Avalon, with Excalibur Exotic Glaive being the main reward, and the Season of the Defiance weapon set. The exotic missions, the Whisper and 0 Hour, will also be available in the Legends tab. This week's challenges are Fortress 3, Neptune Activities, Ultimate Champion, Expedited Violence, Calibrate Long Range, Commendation Appreciation, and one Classified Challenge. Lost Sectors, Tuesday the Forgotten Deep in the Pale Heart, Wednesday Extraction on the Throne World, Thursday Sepulture on the Throne World, Friday Metamorphosis on the Throne World, Saturday K1 Revelations on the Moon, Sunday Battlegrounds Wishes on the Dreaming City, and Monday Chamber of Starlight on the Dreaming City. Our 15th featured Nightfall will see us face off against Commander Dracus in the Battlegrounds Behemoth over on Nessus, with the Wildstyle Grenade Launcher as the featured adept weapon. The 6v6 playlist will be Iron Banner Eruption. Clash should be in the Party Relentless playlist, Showdown in the 3v3 playlist, 2v2 Clash in Crucible Labs, and no Trials of Osiris at the weekend. This week should also see bonus Crucible ranks available all week long. Also, with the final act of Revenant being only 4 weeks long, here's your reminder to start collecting all of your episode Revenant pass items, any past episode echoes reward track items from Bungie.net, plus your reward track items and engrams from the Gunsmith, Zavala, Shax, Rahul, Zer, Hawthorne, Drifter, and Saint 14 before the end of the episode. Plus, you can get a leg up on XP and artifact progression for the next episode by hoarding the bounties that are still available, and finish up those seasonal challenges for your large pile of Bright Dust. Still available is the Destiny 10th Anniversary in-game celebration event. Plus, if you haven't already, it's worth dropping in to see the Gunsmith, as he has a curated set of weapons available. And don't forget to keep an eye on Zer this Friday at Reset to see if he's offering another chance to grab a random rolled exotic class item for 41 strange coins. And that's it for the 15th week of the Final Shape episode Revenant. Thank you for watching. Allons-y.